Anyway, I will just do a quick thing about my weird dream I had last night. I was looking at some YouTube videos I probably shouldn't have been watching, but what have you. Hello, Sana and everyone. I probably shouldn't have been watching in the first place, but of course I was. So it was like, it wasn't exactly, well, I guess it was a horror because there was like scary stories from the ER, scary stories from the hospice nurse, scary stories from the funeral home. So of course, you know, stuff I shouldn't have been listening to or looking at, but that's neither here nor there. With that said, I looked at all three of them, but they weren't really, they were more like people, like the hospice nurse was talking about how when she was saying, you know, caring for a client, when they were leaving, she saw, I guess, the client's spirit leave, like a soft glow of light leave their chest. Another nurse was saying how they saw a soft glow of light leave a person's shoulder when they were in the hospital. So different things like that, or ER, where experiments, and of course, funeral homes. But I guess basically, hello, Brown Barbie. I have my eyeglasses on so I can see you guys today. Say hi. Hello, Wendy, and everyone that's joining from, hello, everyone who's also joining from Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitch. Hello, everyone from Twitch, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So anyway, I was looking at that. I probably shouldn't have looked at that. Who knows what portal I opened. With that said, I was looking at people talking about their weird spiritual experience working with hospice patients and in the ER, or like weird, you know, whatever. And then I went to bed and it was kind of weird, and I don't 100% remember it because I didn't record it till I woke up, but it was basically a dream about my maternal grandfather who passed when I was like a sophomore in college or a freshman in college. And I haven't had dreams about him in a minute. Now, I don't know, I've had people, and I tend to believe that the spirit can communicate to you whenever they feel like it. I don't think they're in a prison, and I don't think they're forced to not talk to you. I know some people say, oh, all spirits are sleeping or whatever. Other people say they're either in heaven or hell. Wherever they are, they can communicate, because even Lazarus and the rich man were talking to each other when they both died. They weren't like sleeping instantly. They were both talking. I know it was a parable, but why would he have a parable of people talking? And then they also have like the witch of Endor who was summoning the prophet, whatever his name was, or something. You know, they were summoning all these prophets or whatever, and he came back pissed like, how dare you bother me on vacation? Thank you so much for the love. Thank you for the hearts. And please like, share, follow, subscribe. And this is me again. I'm in the library, so I can't really talk too loud. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't believe that people are just kind of whatever. I believe they're active. So anyway, I had a dream of my grandpa on my mom's side. I haven't had a dream of him in about 1,000 years. And I don't exactly remember the whole dream. It was kind of weird, but it was kind of like I don't even know how it started, but I basically was at my grandmother's house. This is all my mom's side. And I was at her house, but, and I know her house from beginning to end because I've been over there a billion times. She's passed also, but I was at her house and there was a dumbwaiter, you know, the kind you say, hello, cow, babe, beep, bop, or something. I don't know why, because she never had a dumbwaiter. And she had like a basement, the main floor, and an upstairs. But somehow the dumbwaiter went through all 4 floors, and it was kind of like you could open it and I guess throw stuff down and up, and it was like one of them prehistoric dumbwaiter. And then somehow you could open up the dumbwaiter elevator and see this stairwell behind it. I don't know why I went into the stairwell in my dream. I don't know either. It was so weird. And then I went into the stairwell, and I think I was on the top floor when I found the dumbwaiter, like on the top floor of my hello, where my grandmom's bathroom was upstairs. I'm not sure why there were, whatever, I don't even know. Hello, they love. But whatever it was, I went behind the dumb waiter. I don't even know how I got behind the dumb waiter. Hello, Annie. Like, thanks for the hearts. But anyway, I went to the dumb waiter. I don't know. And okay, and I went into the stairwell, and I went up and down, and then somehow I made it to the living room, or to the basement, whatever it was, and I ended up. It wasn't like a slave plantation, but it was some weird. What was it? It was outside, and it was like prehistoric, like 1920s or 30s looking, and then there were some people coming, and they were studying. Some kids, I guess they were in school. Hello, everyone. I don't know. They were in school studying, and perhaps at this point I ended up becoming a kid, and maybe I went into like a time shift, and I ended up going to like 1920s or something, and they were all in school studying, and they were like, there's only like three of them, like two guys and a girl or whatever, and they were studying, and they were dressed in like their antique clothes, and I was still in my modern clothes. And there was this one kid who was I guess he was basically doing a sales. He was plugging his business, whatever it was. He was talking about his business, and he was plugging it and promoting it from like 1920s. But they didn't seem to notice that I was dressed normal modern times. I was dressed like I am now, and I was talking like I do now, and they were talking like they did then. But they didn't seem none the wiser, which is really weird. They were just talking like they, I guess, talk like 1800, 1920s talk, and I was talking like, and they all understood me. And he was promoting his whatever business, and I was looking. I was more marvel, like, okay, why am I in a outside place studying with these kids from like 1920, and why are the kids just acting normal, none the wiser of 1920 studying with me? And I thought that was really weird. And then somehow I asked the dude who was doing all this sales pitch, and I don't know what he was selling. I guess he was talking about cutting grass or something. Maybe he was promoting his business. I think they were like teenagers. They were all like teenagers, and the girl was kind of younger. Like maybe she was in junior high. Like maybe she was like sixth or sixth grade or something, and the boy was like maybe in seventh grade, and then the one that was doing the sales pitch was like a little older. But I was like, oh, okay, you're selling, you do lawn work or whatever. And he was doing all the sales pitching, and somehow we started talking about God or something, and he was like, in so many words, he was an atheist. Now, how many atheists were out there? Oh, they're about to tell us time to go. Do y'all hear that hum? That's usually the hum that says time to go. We got 15 minutes, but they have 10 more minutes for the hum. Anyway, the guy was like, he's an atheist and he doesn't believe in God. So that was really weird. And then it was just a weird dream. I don't know why I'm bringing that up, because it doesn't make any sense at all. I don't know what the meaning of that dream is. But my grandpa, oh my God, that's how I forgot. My grandpa, none of my grandma or grandpa was in the dream. My aunt was there, who's still here. My cousin was there and all that. But I almost forgot that part. Yeah, so after we met these kids, after I met the kids in the 1920s, I went into the back of the dumbwaiter elevator thing and went up and down the weird steps. My grandpa, I guess was my grandpa. It was somebody, an adult gave me them old ass picture album books. It was like a picture book. And I'm like, okay. And I read the picture book and I opened it up, and it was like my grandfather from like when he was like 20 or something. I'm like, oh my God, that's grandpa. But then the photograph kind of like, I don't know if y'all seen that Black Mirror episode where you could literally walk into the photograph and interact with it. So it's kind of like a virtual reality type photo book where I opened up and I'm like, oh, that's my grandpa. But it wasn't it was full color, and it was him like when he was in his 20s. But then somehow it became interactive, and I ended up being immersed in the photo somehow, and I saw him, and I saw my grandma, I guess, when she was that age. And then I saw my aunt when she was like a little, I don't know, 3-year-old kid. My grandma was holding my aunt, not my mom, but my aunt. I don't know where my mother was at this point, but my grandma was holding my aunt, and you know, because she was too little to walk, I guess. Maybe she was like 3 or something, I don't know. And my grandpa was there, and I think somebody else was there. And I'm thinking, well, this, and I just thought it was different. And even though I was dreaming, I realized, well, this isn't normal. Why would I see my grandpa when he was like 21 years old, or in his early 20s, or whatever age, and my grandma and my aunt when she was like 2 or 3 years old. And I looked, and I was really looking at my aunt, like I was like looking hard at her, peeking. I'm like, oh well, I guess that looks like, you know, it was kind of weird that I had a dream of my aunt when she was like a toddler, and my grandmom and my grandpa when they were like the early 20s, and it all came from this photo album. And then I looked at other photos, and they're all kind of like coming to life, but the main the one I kind of immersed myself in was just a picture of my grandpa and my grandma holding my aunt. So that was different. I don't, again, hi Nana, I don't know the meaning of that dream in any way, shape, or form, but I just thought it was weird. And then somehow in the whole process, I met those junior high school kids, including the sales pitch lawn care dude who's talking about he was an atheist but wants to cut grass, who's doing the sales pitch. So yeah, if you find any meaning of these weird ass dreams, feel free to leave them in the comments, because I don't get it at all. But the library's about to close in, well, 30 minutes or 20 minutes, but so I better get going. But I just wanted to record this latest weirdo dream before I forgot. Like, I almost forgot a part about the photo album and my grandpa, which is why I was like, I haven't dreamt of my grandpa in 1,000 years, and I never dreamt of my grandpa like at that age. Then I also had a weird dream of my grandpa eons ago, when I lived in Maryland, at University of Maryland, and it was a tattoo of either my grandpa, my grandpa it was a photo of my grandpa, and he kept laughing at me because the photo was kind of like coming to life weirdness. And then I had a tattoo of my uncle that passed away that I kind of came to life. So yeah, in real life, if you see a photograph or a tattoo come to life, I'm out of there. Hell no, hell to the no. If the tattoo comes to life, slice the skin off. And if the photo comes to life, bye, boing, I'm out. You know, I don't know. But then again, maybe with AI, everything could come to life. With that said, I'm gonna start this flash goal. That'd be really cool if somebody could like hook it up, and that'd be really nice. And if anyone has any ideas about the silly, insane dream I just had, that'd be great too. You could post whatever you think about it in the comments. And then again, be sure to join me if you want some. If you have like some prayer requests, join us on Sunday, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for our church live, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And you could post your prayer requests in the comments and in the chats, and invite others to post their prayer requests in the comments and the chats. She has the ear of God, and I posted my praise report of it. With that said, I better get going. This is like 8:40. And the library's about to close. Thank you guys for joining. I know it was a very